Gosh, I sound like Linus. Oh, hey, Charlie Brown. The real reason of Christmas is one day, lo and behold, the great angel Gabriel came down and told Mary. Now I sound like it's a wonderful line. It's a fine line when you're trying to do old-time talk.
Absolutely. I like it, though. I think a Charlie Brown intro is always going to be an absolute just gang killer. I almost call that a gangbanger again. I keep using the word gangbang to mean like something that's really cool, like it really hits it out of the park.
But you mean gangbusters.
I mean gangbusters.
Yeah.
But I've used this now twice in 2 days where I'm like, yeah, it's a real gangbanger. Like, that's not what I meant to say.
Way to bring it back. I like it. Take back that word.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to reclaim that. Absolutely.
Ty.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a happy end of finals for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic.
Now you're up above water. You're breathing air.
Yep. I can breathe again.
For the first time, you are clean.
I'll breathe again.
Oh, you're going that route. See,
Going T-Swift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What T-Swift are you doing?
Clean.
I was doing clean too.
Oh,
but
cool.
You know it better than I do.
Yeah,
so
1989. One of my favorite albums of hers.
Great segue.
Oh, I didn't even write. I don't have any ratings for these.
I had a feeling. So we got done watching the movie.
I'm just gonna feel it. I'll feel it.
Okay.
I won't tell you what's around. I'm just gonna tell you a feeling and a vibe. I don't have a summary either. I'll come up with it on the spot.
Yeah.
I got it. I actually already know what the summary is.
Good. No, I had a feeling that you weren't prepared because as soon as we got done with this, you immediately went over to our 1,000-piece puzzle.
No.
And
Tell
got
the
to
truth.
work.
Immediately when we got done with this, I came upstairs and I set up the podcast room.
Oh, okay.
That's what I did.
So you were prepared, but just not with
personally
the
prepared.
details.
I got
the fine
prepared.
Details.
I set up the set.
Yeah.
You know, like when
For the
Kamala
team.
went on Call Me Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was setting up the set.
Call her daddy.
Yeah. Call her.
I don't know. It
Call me
changes
daddy.
It changes it a little
Call
bit.
her daddy now.
Who are we calling daddy?
We're calling everybody daddy now.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I actually have a couple updates for people.
Oh, we would love to hear them. I speak on behalf of all listeners when I say, Ty, let's hear it.
Yep.
What's new with you?
So I learned a lot this semester. Like you said, I went through my third semester of grad school, and just the amount of learning and the amount of growth that I've gone through has been a little overwhelming. And I want to take you guys through a couple things that I've learned about myself.
Okay.
The first thing that I learned is that I eat a Lunchable every Thursday. I know this about myself. This is not a learned thing. I have always known this.
Knowledge.
I've known this to be true the whole semester.
Mm-hmm.
Is I don't have time to come home. I'm not going to spend money on campus. It's easy just to pack a Lunchable, call it good.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've learned is that shrinkflation is real. Because how I eat a Lunchable, let me take you through it. So I start. Rach thinks this is the weirdest shit ever.
I can't believe you're going to tell this.
I'm going to tell everyone because I want to get feedback. I want to hear from everybody if this is weird or not. I make a cracker sandwich, crackers on both ends. Duh. How else are you going to do it? I eat it normal style. That's a normal sandwich. Boom. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Then I move on. I take a piece of meat and a piece of cheese because your cracker and meat and cheese ratio is off, by the way. And so then I take it and I eat meat on top, cheese on bottom, down the hatch. Then I take another meat and cheese. I go meat on bottom, cheese on top. Inverted. Brand new experience. Popping in the old noggin. Brand new experience. I'm feeling greater than ever. And then I take a cracker and I put meat and cheese on bottom, meat on top. I eat the cracker and I take another cracker, meat and cheese, inverted again, and then I end with one more sandwich.
Okay.
So I'm going through and I'm eating my Lunchable, my weekly Lunchable, and I get to the end of the scenario and I'm like, what the hell?
What?
All the numbers are off. I've ate Lunchables like this for the last 10 to 15, maybe my whole childhood. I don't know, since I was in second grade, my first Lunchable.
Only you would know.
So what I do know, is that something is wrong.
Very wrong.
And I think, okay, well, it's probably just this package got off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just had a makeshift. I went wild
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the scenario, and I'm like throwing meat and cheese and crackers all over the place. Don't even know what I'm doing. Get the next pack. It's off again. I go to Reddit, and other people are talking about the same thing. They're like, yeah, the meat and cheese and crackers are all different now. They have given you one less meat, cheese, and cracker. Not crackers. Cracker. And so everything is off from how I usually do this. So that is one thing I've learned, is that you have to roll with the times. We have to adapt to this new and ever-changing world, and shrinkflation is real.
Yeah.
Another thing I learned about myself, you actually don't know this part.
Oh, okay.
I was saving this for the podcast.
Oh, dear.
So
now I'm nervous.
my whole life, I have been a kid who, when I sit down to go number twosie,
Oh, no. Where are we going with this?
I put toilet paper all over the seat.
You do?
Yeah.
In public or at home? Or what are
Public.
you talking about?
Not at home. Not at home. It's
I was
not,
like,
I'm not
you've
a
never
weirdo.
done that.
No,
Okay.
in public.
Oh,
you know how
okay.
they have those little sheets that you can pull out?
Yep.
I used to do those. I haven't done those for a long time. Now I do pieces of toilet paper. I just do one on each side of the bowl,
Yeah.
and then I do one in the middle.
Okay.
And then if there's somebody's peed on the bowl, which happens frequently for dudes,
Yeah.
then I like put a couple more down in that spot
Sure.
so that I'll soak it up so I don't get their pee on my butt.
Yeah.
Then I go to the bathroom. I have decided that I'm kind of sick of doing this. And that it's time to move on with my life and save time,
Okay.
save energy. And I don't put toilet paper down anymore. I just started experimenting with it in November. And I'll be honest,
How's it going?
I feel like a new man. I feel like the whole world opened up to me. So that's what PhD programs are all about. It's about expanding your mind. And expanding the possibilities of what being a contributing human being in this country can be like. And I've learned so much about myself. So yeah, I just thought I'd share both those moments with you.
Thank you so much for...
Do you have any like major enlightenments that you'd like to share?
I mean, I think I just learned now that Reddit is literally an echo chamber for anything.
Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want it to be. In fact,
It's imagination land.
have you gone to Reddit with this last inquiry that you discovered? The whole piece about the toilet paper on the seats? Does Reddit have anything to say about that?
They wouldn't understand.
They might.
I don't know.
Somebody might.
They've definitely talked about this, but I have not gone there for support yet.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like I need it yet.
Okay.
I am who
Yeah.
I am, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I kind of I have a false sense of security in ladies' bathrooms. We usually do a better job of like hitting the target.
Yeah.
And with guys, yeah, if I walked into a toilet stall every time and there was always pee on the seat, like I probably wouldn't sit on it either, but I'm lulled into a false sense of security. I don't think about it unless I have to think about it.
Sure.
You know?
Yep.
So I guess I take that for granted.
You do definitely take that for granted.
Yeah.
Because, dudes, we pee on the seat more than we don't. And we all need to own that. We need to look in the mirror. I want every guy who's listening to this pod, go home and I just look at yourself in the mirror and I just want you to say, clean it up, you filthy animal. That's all I want. You just take 1 second, say, clean it up, you filthy animal, and I promise you, our entire world will be a better place.
One seat at a time. I love it. I love that. Great holiday message, Ty.
Yeah.
So, because it's the holidays, we decided we were going to throw one in the can for you guys. And we're doing something a little bit different. Normally, we do a holiday film that's been around a long time, that's nostalgic from our childhood. But we went a little bit off the deep end this time. We are taking a risk.
Yeah.
Neither of us saw this film before.
This is the first time we've done that.
Yes.
So our usual
Yeah.
format is one of us has seen it, one of us hasn't. It's sharing with the other person. And then we frequently will break that format to just be like, one of us loves this movie, one of us has only seen it maybe once or twice, and then you do that.
Yeah, or
but,
like the classics. You
Yeah.
got to do the classics.
But this is the first time neither one of us, we were watching it for the first time together.
Flying blind.
Yeah.
We had a good feeling about it, and you guys, I think it paid off. I don't know about you. We'll find out towards the end. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
We are.
In
Yep.
the sense of a podcast.
Why
I should
it
say.
paid off was because of the content. It paid off because of who it was about, the stories that were being told, and how heartfelt they were, and about how much they connected to things that we both love. But were the movies good? That is going to be a question.
I mean, that's a different question.
That's a different question altogether now.
It's going to be a good time. So the main film that we watched was... This is a quiz for you because I don't think you remember what it's called.
Christmas in the Spotlight.
Very good. 2024, this year, just out as of November.
Are we going to talk about the other one at all?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yep. This Christmas in the Spotlight, this is a part of Lifetime's It's a Wonderful Lifetime.
Ooh, that's a clever little
fun
series
little
title.
So, and I'm going to bring that up because we also watched another holiday film this year.
We did.
Called...
Holiday Touchdown.
Very good. And it's got like a little colon after that. A Chief's Love Story.
Yes.
This is from Hallmark.
Yep.
We've got Lifetime and Hallmark. And people, they are different.
They are way different. I don't know if this goes across the board or not. I'll be interested to hear what your research has shown you. But this was 2 markedly different films.
Both supposedly inspired by Swiftie and Travis.
Holiday Touchdown was just about the Chiefs. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
There's
really no comparison.
5 dumbasses flashing their huge rings around. I'm a Chiefs fan. Like, those are my boys. Have been my whole life. Always been a diehard Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
And even I got tired of all the flashing gold rings. I was like, come on.
So, okay, Ty,
Yeah.
I hate to do this to you.
No, go ahead.
But I think you're going to have to explain both a little bit. You can spend less time on Holiday Touchdown because that's not the main focus.
Yeah,
We're going to spend most of our time today talking about Christmas in the Spotlight, the Lifetime movie. But tell us the difference just so we know what the heck we're in for.
Because this is confusing as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Let me be real with everybody. I thought Holiday Touchdown was the movie about Kelce and Taylor.
We were both very confused.
And then when all
of
of a sudden I was like, wait, there's another that is a movie just about the Chiefs. It's like inspired by Chiefs in love, I guess. Like that's all you can pull from it. So I had to look at an article. I think the New York Times or Vulture, somebody did an article where they're like, there's 2 Taylor Swift inspired Christmas movies going on right now. Here's what they both are. One's actual like kind of autobiography kind of thing, and one's like not anything related to them.
Not even close.
And so I'm going to start on the not related to them one.
Okay.
Hallmark.
Great.
Holiday Touchdown is a movie about a guy who's working for the Chiefs. He doesn't really like football. And he's in charge of fan engagement. He has to go to this town in Independence, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City, like not just outside, but like 40 minutes away. And he's got to go meet this crazy fandom family who has a magic hat, who every time somebody wears the magic hat, they get to the Super Bowl. They don't always win the Super Bowl, but they'll get to the Super Bowl. It's because their families have always been Chiefs fans, and they got together through Chiefs football games. And he is like, whatever, your magic hat's freaking sucks, you're an idiot. And not really, but like subtextually. And then it ends up, no, the magic hat's real, and oh my gosh, we're in love. And like him and the daughter from the family are like, will they, won't they? And they finally get together. It is shoddily put together. Shottily. The acting is atrocious city, and we're talking about Robert Bagley Jr. says that?
Yeah.
He's so old, guys. He's Biden. He's Biden.
It was
you
hard
listen
to
to
watch
him
a
try
little
to talk. He's reading off teleprompters, or if he's not, he's memorized in a way that he sounds like a robot. He is a shell of his former self. It is sad to watch. It is very sad. It's like Biden at the debate. You're like cringing, and you're like, no, Bagley Jr., no.
Yeah. You needed a paycheck.
You needed a paycheck.
Get that Hallmark money.
Yep. So anyways, that is that movie. The main actor guy talks out of the side of his mouth the entire time. The girl's not cute. It is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to midfield.
From Hallmark and the NFL.
Derek Taylor, Kansas City Chiefs.
Holy cow!
We are finalists for the Fan of the Year award.
Comes a love story that's a real Christmas game changer.
Oh yeah, I know you are.
You do?
Yeah, the lucky Christmas hat.
We only get to the Super Bowl if someone in our family wears the hat on Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Do you not believe me?
I just need to see some of that Christmas magic for myself. Okay, that's pretty good. You didn't have a hat.
No, but we were talking about it.
The other movie, Christmas in the Spotlight, Lifetime movie. This is the story, a dramatic retelling,
A fanfic.
a fan fictional retelling of the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce love line. And
Set at Christmas.
set at Christmas instead of at the beginning of the season.
Of course.
Yep, of course. And it is, at times, an absolute banger. It's a gangbanger, everyone. And at times, it is also atrocious city. It just depends on when we're talking and what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
for sure.
So These two films, I dare say, do complement each other in the sense that if you're looking for two Chiefsy, like if you're a Chiefs fan, if you're a Chiefs football fan,
Christmas.
you dudes, if the lady wants to throw something on and you're gonna like be on the iPad and doing something different, these are not bad movies for her to throw on because you'll be like, oh cool, that's so and so who plays for the Chiefs, or you'll look up and be like, oh yeah, did that really happen with them? And she'll be like, I don't know, I gotta look it up, and she'll look it up and be like, nope, it didn't. And be like, well, what the hell are we doing here? But you could have those fun interactions. That'll be a good time.
So much fun.
So I kind of recommend if you just want stuff on in the background.
Sure.
These are good films to throw on the background.
A little double feature.
Yeah.
Do you like the magic hat that they had there?
You know
what do
me.
you think about it?
You know me and magic.
I know you and Magic Apparel. You
Okay.
wanted more magic hat, right?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I thought those were magic pants. And what was my big complaint for that one? I wanted more pants.
Where were the pants?
Where were the pants? Okay, I get what the girls are doing. Doesn't really matter to me. What is going on with those pants right now? That's what I was interested in, and we didn't get enough pants. So the same thing with what was the movie that we watched with Sandra Bullock where like her mom was, what's her name?
Oh, you Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to be witches.
Oh, okay.
And then they ended up not being witches because Sandra Bullock's in Practical Magic where they are witches.
Yeah, a little
And
different.
So I was a little confused.
Yeah.
But I was waiting the whole time. When is it going to be revealed they're all
But
witches?
where are the
So,
witches?
When I have an expectation for magic, I want to see the magic. And I felt like we missed out on some opportunities with this magic hat.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the Santa kept showing up.
Which I didn't think was a good Santa. I thought if you're going
He
to
was a terrible Santa.
If you're going to do a magical Santa, have a Santa that actually looks like Santa.
Yeah, he just looked.
Right?
He was just a big, tall guy. Now, here's the thing that's the saddest part about that movie, Holiday Touchdown.
What?
It's filmed in Kansas City.
Mm.
One of my best buds, Trevor Belt, lives in Kansas City, and he is a professional Santa Claus. And he would have been fantastic.
Oh, he have a twinkle
And so
in his eye and
I'm just
everything.
gonna say the sound of the Netherverse. Most of you people listening are like, I don't know who your buddy is, but he needs to know he was the guy, and he got shortchanged in that casting. He would have been tremendous. The whole film would have went up 10% for me.
Oh, 1,000%. If Trevor's in that movie, like I'm buying it. I'm buying it for friends.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting the hat. All the things. I might still get that hat.
I did feel like the hat was pretty cool.
Yeah, did you?
I liked the hat. I liked the design of it. Yeah.
No, that was the question. Did you want that hat at the end of it?
But yes, I wanted more magic for sure.
More magic.
Yep.
Yeah. So these two movies are also not to be confused with another film in 2020, Spotlight on Christmas, from Lifetime. I know.
Not Christmas in the Spotlight.
No.
Spotlight on Christmas.
Spotlight on Christmas.
That one sounds like it's theater related.
You are spot on. Spotlight on. No, this one is about a movie star who goes home for the holidays post breakup. And Ty, who would she fall in love with when she's back home?
Her 40-year-old drama teacher when she was 18. No, I'm sure it's the boy who she played the lead with in the Oklahoma or whatever it was.
The old classmate turned English teacher.
But were they in the play together
I
back in the
don't
day?
know. Why? That's not.
You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
I'm shocked right now.
Don't be shocked.
But if you had to guess, don't you think they were in the show together?
I think they were classmates or friends or something.
And now he like runs the theater program. And he's like, yeah, I get so much out of
He's
working with
just an
these
English
kids.
teacher. He
they
doesn't
remind
say
me of
anything about
us.
theater or drama. He's just English teacher.
But how's the Spotlight then? Where's that coming?
Because she's a movie star.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just telling
Need
you.
I say more?
There's a good plot in there somewhere, and if they didn't utilize the suggestions I'm giving, it was kind of a whiff,
Another whiff. Another whiff.
if I do say so.
Now, let's shift gears. So it's not any of those movies. That's not what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
I know it's been like 15 minutes of that, but let's go back to now what we are going to talk about. And I want you to give me now a synopsis of our movie for today, Christmas in the Spotlight.
So, Spotlight on Christmas is the other movie?
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
That
I
one.
just need to clarify.
I know. Erase what I said.
I've heard a lot of different phrases
Christmas
with the same words in the last 10 minutes.
In the Spotlight.
So, Christmas in the Spotlight.
You kind of did a little bit, but
It's the story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It is Travis Kelce is a football player. He's the tallest, widest wide receiver I've ever heard of in my entire life. Those numbskulls made him a wide receiver instead of a tight end because they're dumb shits.
Yeah, can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
During an interview, he laughed really hard when he said that. He's like, yeah, I'm a wide receiver in this, which is hilarious because I'm so slow. Like, he used to play defensive end. That's what he plays.
He looked like to me, he looked like Brian Urlacher, linebacker for the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's huge. And so I could have bought tight end, but yeah, when they kept talking about him as he's the best wide receiver in the NFL, I was like, he'd be the worst wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
You'd only put him out to block, and that's it.
He's a big boy.
So, so the worst wide receiver in the NFL is really charismatic, though, and very funny and big goofball.
Silly.
And his brother is the quarterback. Not
Same team.
Yep, on the same team. Unlike the Kelce boys, where Jason Kelce and Travis never played together, and Jason is the center, not the quarterback.
Not the quarterback.
But the quarterback in this one is his brother, who shines, is the star of the football league. They play for the Bombers. And then there's a star that the quarterback's daughter, who Travis Kelce hangs out. I'm going to just call him Travis Kelce.
Sure, his niece.
Yeah, Travis Kelce
niece.
hangs out with his niece all the time, who loves this Taylor Swift-like figure, even though her songs all sound like Ariana Grande songs.
That's generous.
Yeah, it is.
That's very generous.
Because Ariana's voice is incredible. But I'm talking about just the musical stylings that surround the vocals.
Okay.
They sound like Ariana songs to me, not like Tay songs. And then she wants to go to this concert, and so her uncle takes her there, and you can tell he has a crush on her. And then they get to meet her, and then they start up, and then the Taylor Swift character has to decide: are they going to be a secret? Are they going to be out in the open?
Is she ready?
Is she ready to be out in the open or not?
Ready? She had a bad breakup.
Yeah.
She's not ready to be public.
She just broke up with her gay boyfriend. He was definitely gay. 100%.
Very much.
He was not into her. That's why they broke up. You could tell.
He was a master manipulator too.
Yeah,
They did the whole audio thing where she was audio recorded and they didn't release the whole file, and so it made her look like she was talking smack about her new boyfriend. So all the things. We'll get into the Easter eggs later. There's so many
Oh my gosh.
parallels.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh, if you don't have a blank space there, I don't know what you'd write. Oh, maybe your name. That's not really one of them, by the way, but that's what it would be like.
Could have been.
You should ask her out.
Like I would have a chance with her. I'm Drew. We're big fans.
Am I supposed to know who he is?
He's the best receiver in the world.
Get his number.
It's her! It's her!
I want to see you again. Dinner and a movie, like regular people.
It's like regular people, huh?
Don't screw this up.
I promise not to fall in love with you.
And I promise not to fall in love with you. The more I'm with you, the more I really like you.
I'm just with you for your fantastic body.
I know we're trying to keep this a secret, but I don't know if I can keep this up.
It was nice to feel like a normal girl dating a normal guy. Neither of you are normal.
I don't care who's watching, a million people or nobody. Are we doing this?
Let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go!
Christmas in the Spotlight. Premieres Saturday, November 23rd at 8. Part of It's a Wonderful Lifetime.
So the writer for this, Irene Tran Donahue, said that she saw Tay at a Chiefs game, as most of America did, and thought, this needs to be a rom-com. I have to write this.
Sure.
And Christmas and Taylor Swift are her two great loves of her life, and so she decided to write this fanfic for the Swifties.
Is she a Lifetime writer? Is this the thing, because I looked this up. There are about 5 plots that all Lifetime movies follow. And not all the same kind of in the romantic world. Sometimes they're mystery, a girl gets killed.
Slasher.
Yeah, slashery.
Yeah.
Or it's there's some sort of missing child, or what's the one our friend Natalie Paulson did? The doctor had her baby.
Oh, yeah, he probably inseminated a bunch of women with
his sperm, and so they all look like her.
I'm having my doctor's baby, maybe.
Yeah, yep. And so there's all these thrilling films as well, but they all follow the same exact kind of plot lines. There's 5 different distinct plot lines. And so for this one, I just wondered if her specialty is writing this genre plot line for Lifetime movies.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the answer was probably going to be yes.
I could lie and tell you I did that research, but I just got her name and a couple of tidbits.
Okay.
The director, Michel Houlet.
Okay.
Houlet, Canadian director, so probably French there.
They filmed in Canada. This makes
They
sense.
filmed in Canada. Canadian director. She has had a couple of films before this, also Lifetime films. Speaking of some of the themes that you were talking about, one of her movies is called Stolen Baby.
Okay.
The Murder of Heidi Broussard. That was
Uh-huh.
in 2023.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah, and then also this one, The Bad Orphan, in 2024.
Ooh.
Doesn't that sound
Sounds like The Good
exciting?
Son almost.
Oh,
like
wow,
you're
yeah.
gonna do
It's-
something weird.
It's literally like a spoiling of The Good Son, isn't it? Isn't The Good Son if I said it's
I
about a
don't
bad
know.
orphan?
You've never seen it, and it's on the summer's off list. Why would I tell you the ending?
I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of what that's about, isn't it?
I don't know.
A naughty kid that you
There's
adopt.
a movie called The Orphan. That's a scary movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this movie?
I have.
Do
Yeah.
you know what the twist is?
No.
Everyone, if you don't want to know the twist,
Are you
I've
gonna
never
tell
seen
me?
it.
Are you going to tell
I'm
me?
going to tell you on air.
Okay.
Everyone,
I'm so
skip ahead 15
excited.
seconds. Now, I think she's actually an older person, but she looks younger and she's killing people.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And scary.
Yep. Okay. Now we got to wait another 10 seconds, I think.
1,000, 2,000,
Get back in.
1,000.
Everyone, are you back?
We're back.
Okay, very good.
So casting for this, our main gal, her name is Jessica Lord. She played our Taylor Swift, a.k.a. Bowen.
Mm-hmm.
We have to say her name Bowen because I think it's important to know because her fans are called arrowheads.
Yeah.
Because-
Chiefsies.
Because Chiefs and because of bows and whatever.
So, what was his name?
His nickname is Gonzo.
Gonzo.
But Drew is his first
I was going to say
name.
it's like a Muppet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Gonzo.
Gonzo is his nickname, but
Okay.
Drew is his first name.
Okay.
Drew, and maybe it's like Gonzopoulos or something like that.
Sure.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't remember. She is a British actress who
Mm-hmm.
also lives in Canada, a dancer and a singer.
Oh, really?
But as we found out, she did not necessarily sing in this.
Nope.
A little bit when she was strumming.
Yeah, when she was songbirding.
It would cut in and out when she was like writing the song, but when
Uh-huh.
she performs it, it's not her at all. But she does play the guitar a little bit, and I was kind of harsh on her guitar skills when I was watching it, but she does play.
You had a reason to be harsh. There were literally moments where the guitar drops out in the song, and they're in a wide shot, and she's still strumming. So
That's not on her. That would be unedited, I would say.
it could be.
Wouldn't you say?
You're right. It could have been on the edit, but it also, I'm imagining they just played the song,
Mm-hmm.
and she was supposed to like lip sync to it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know,
We can
And
throw
so
it back to her.
I actually do think it's also on her.
Okay. Very
Yep.
good. Very good. She had been in other films earlier than this, like Murder at Hollow Creek and Binged to Death. She was on
Binged to Death.
Binged to Death. She was on a Disney Plus series called Find Me in Paris.
Okay.
Don't know. I think it was popular abroad, but not so much
Mm-hmm.
here. And then her other movie, The Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Okay.
The movie. So very, very small budgety stuff.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
All the way up to this point, you've made the same amount of money that you have right now. Would you trade your career for hers? So it's not a money discrepancy.
Uh-huh.
It's money is a wash.
Yeah.
So you can't ask like financially, like, well, how much is she making for these? So I'm saying
So it's
like
the same amount of
you've
money,
made
but
the same
I'm
amount of
doing
money.
what she's doing
Yep.
instead.
Yep. Instead, that's your career so far.
I mean, doing these films and stuff, and having this be like my piece de resistance.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd switch.
Okay.
I would.
No, I think
I don't
that's,
take myself seriously enough
I
as
think
an
that that's
actress.
No,
Like,
I actually think that that's a very fair answer.
Yeah, I
And
think
would
that'd be amazing.
I would expect you to switch. I always have said, I think doing one of these movies,
Mm-hmm.
Hallmark or Lifetime, would be a blast.
Yeah.
I think doing one, I'd be careful about doing too many, but one of them I think would be really fun to
Yeah.
point at it, like our friend Natalie can do, and just be like, "Hey, I did one of these once. It was a
Yeah.
good time."
It's total bragging rights. Like, even if on the whole, like, these movies aren't good.
No,
I'm just gonna
they're
put that out there,
terrible.
listeners. I'm sorry if this is one of your like holiday traditions and you love these films, but a part of it is you have to be self-aware to know that they're not good.
No,
But that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy watching them. I watch movies all the time that aren't good.
Yeah,
that I enjoy.
for sure.
You know?
Same.
It's an entertainment piece.
Yep, I watched Bloodsport this summer or late last spring. That's a terrible movie. I had the time of my life, though. God, it's awful. The acting is atrocious. And I would put it on par with what we watched the last 24 hours.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not good. But if you had a good time, then that's all that matters.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Other fun fact about our heroine, Bowen,
Mm-hmm.
or Jessica, because I'm talking about the actress, not the singer.
Okay.
She is a founder of a jewelry brand called Bijou. All this French
Is this
stuff.
French? Is
It's
she from Montreal?
Bizouxx. Bijou
Oh, okay.
is how I would say it. And it's
I was from the bayou.
designed to inspire women to embrace their divine feminine. I don't know what that means, but she's also only 5'2".
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
No, she seemed short and he seemed tall.
Yeah.
I feel like there was at least a foot between them.
I didn't think they looked
if
that
not
weird,
more.
though. I think she was in
But have you
heels.
ever seen? I guess Travis and Taylor aren't that far apart.
No, Taylor's like
Taylor's tall. She's
like
5'10",
5'10". Yeah,
And then
she's like
he's-
statuesque.
and he's probably
He's tall, too.
6'5".
Yeah,
So there's probably a 7-inch difference there.
which is still a lot.
Yeah, I felt like there was a full foot here, and they were sitting a lot. Did you notice that?
They were,
And a
that's
lot of
probably
their
part
scenes,
that.
she sits up on the countertop,
Yeah.
and he's standing next to her. They're sitting doing a puzzle. They're sitting on a couch watching a fire. They're almost always sitting, and you never really see them like standing right next to each other unless they're doing the selfie
Sure.
or the like final kiss moment. Those are like the only times they're really like standing and facing each other.
Yeah,
It's crafty.
little movie magic.
That's
there.
called movie magic. They did the same thing. Peter Jackson did the same thing in Lord of the Rings with the Hobbits. Same kind of ideas. They're messing with perspective.
I don't know if it was that much movie magic. Oh my gosh. Our other guy in this, Drew, played by Leith Walschlager. I don't know why everyone has to have hard last names
Well,
here.
you need to just attack them.
Just come at it.
Come at it and be like, I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna just say.
Leith Walschlager.
I'm gonna say Walschlager.
Walschlager? Sounds
So
weird.
you
The
sound
faster
like,
I say
you
it,
sound
it's
like you're
harder.
phonetically working it out for the first time whenever you introduce a person's
I
name.
mean, I am saying it out loud the first time.
Just be confident. Just go for it.
That's
Just
fair.
butcher it.
Go for it. Get after that. You had actually seen him before. I think you had mentioned that he was in that American Sports Story movie. He played Gronkowski in it.
Oh yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep. I saw him in a clip with Aaron Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that it's the Hernandez movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And or the TV show. And yeah, there was a scene where they're talking to each other, and I thought as Gronk, he was an awful actor, but I've also seen Gronk so much that I'm like, he's kind of nailing Gronk. So I was like, I'm very confused if he's great or if he's awful, but it still works either way. And I actually walked out of this movie thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I thought like, he might be terrible, but he also might be amazing. And I don't know what, because Kelce's kind of a goofball and just a wild man.
Yeah.
And he like captured all of that. And like there were like emotional moments that I didn't buy at all. But I also think like, if Kelce came up to me after being the goofball and dancing around like he always is and talking to me about how much she loves American Pie like I do, and then he would sit down and he'd be like, "Now I want to get serious for a second." Like, would I even really believe him? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It might have been brilliant. The jury's still out for me.
That's fair. That's fair. I actually thought he did a nice job. Like, I would agree with that. Like what you said, it was not perfect by any means, but he had a fun time, and I had a fun time watching him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So he
was better than
nailed
she
it.
was, I thought.
He definitely nailed that energy and that goofiness that's
Yeah.
needed for this character.
Yep. I thought that she played it too like neutral. Like she was afraid to make a choice because I almost felt like she thought if I make too bold of a choice, Tay fans will know her so well and be like, she would never do that. And so she was like, well, I'll just play it very neutral, and so I won't capture any of the Tay charisma.
Yeah,
at
she's
all.
almost a little too cool
Yeah.
at times, and I think
Yep.
like Tay's also kind of like a goofball.
She's a huge
so...
goofball. If you see her in an interview, she is the crazy cat lady. Like that's who she is, and that's the best part about her.
yeah.
She's such a goof. And she didn't this gal was not like, she didn't make me laugh at all. Like she just enjoyed his character and like
Yeah.
would laugh at him.
Yeah.
And that's like the only joy you really saw out of her.
Yeah. So back to Walschlager. He went to the University of Delaware. He was an actor-athlete. He has an
Okay.
MBA in finance with a theater minor. He did play professional football for the Arizona Cardinals,
Okay.
where he was a defensive end,
Yep.
not a wide receiver like we have said. He now works mostly in stunts.
Okay.
And does voice actor work too,
Okay.
I guess. I was reading his little bio. I say little bio because I'm going to read a little part of it. Ability to execute over 100 accents, characters, and celebrity impersonations. 100
Come
accents.
on.
There's not even 100 accents that you should be doing. What are you
Yep.
talking
Yeah,
about?
if you're doing 100 accents, you're not going to
you're
be
doing about
keeping
90
it
too
above
many.
board.
I would say.
Yep.
That's too much.
And there are people out there. I got to be careful. There are people out there who are really good at impersonations.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll say about those people,
Are you going to say, is this about me?
no, is that
Isn't it?
sometimes those people are the most aggravating people I've met in my career.
What? Ty, you said I'm really good at impersonations.
You are.
Oh, no.
No, it's not you. It's always, I'm thinking about dudes almost completely. The dudes
Story of my life.
out there who are
Thinking
like
about dudes.
the impersonating kings, and some of them are still really good, but I can't help but be very annoyed when they do what they do.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
if you're one of those people, if you're like wondering, is Ty talking about me right now? It's possible.
No, they're usually theater people, and they usually like to hold court, and they're like going. They're just
I've seen these people
It's a lot.
congregate and do like impression offs.
like back and forth, like
Back and
yeah,
forth,
Yeah.
and I have wanted to scream, literally rage. I was like, I wasn't boiling like I was mad, but I was so like, just taken aghast that I wanted to be like, knock it off! It's time to grow up. Oh my goodness. That one might come back to bite me, but
That's all right.
that's what this podcast is about. I know I do annoying shit all the time.
Yeah,
Should we go back to the Lunchables? Okay, so I start off with a cracker sandwich.
Oh, I'm a little weirdo. You're so fun.
I think you take him up on his offer and you go on a date. Except I don't want to date anyone right now. And he's not even my type. Oh, like those pretentious actors and indie rockers that have broken your heart for the last 15 years.
I am going to talk about one more person in this, the assistant to the gal.
Awful.
Yeah.
Atrocious actress.
Her name is Jeannie May.
Her big fakies, her big poofed out lips.
Did she have fakies?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay. I
Yep.
didn't notice. Okay, cool. Yeah, acting wise, you were really miffed at her.
I was harsh.
Everybody else got a pass, but like she was like
She did not
on your
get
shit list.
Yeah, she did not get a pass.
She got her start as a makeup artist for people like Alicia Keys and Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
She was also then transitioned into being a fashion expert on like E! or Entertainment Today, Tonight, or the Today Show. You know, that person who kind of comes in and like, this is hot right now. We love belts. We love all the belts.
That's great.
Which is fun. And then her biggest accomplishment prior to this is she usually hosts the Miss America competition.
Oh, cool.
She and another person. I don't
That's
know who
awesome.
else. But
Those
so
all
she's
sound
very
like
busy
really,
like that.
really cool things that she's really good at.
Yeah. And from what I can tell, this is her first like acting credit that I could find.
I believe it.
Yeah, and I think it shows a little bit.
It absolutely does.
But she's a bit of a personality.
And I'm not saying she's not talented in those other realms. And I think that that's really cool if she wants to stretch herself into acting and start to kind of ingratiate herself in this world. Casting directors, shame on you. Shame. Ding, ding. Shame. Ding, ding.
Harsh word.
But she wasn't the only one who was bad.
No, it's
The Travis Kelce
everybody takes a
character's
moment.
best friend in the locker room, every time they had a conversation, I wanted to blow my brains out. He was awful. I was like, get this guy off the screen. There's no point to him. The brother I thought was good, the Jason Kelce character.
Yeah, I like them. I
I've
like
seen
their
him-
dynamic. They were good together.
I've seen him in something else, but I could not place it.
I didn't look him up.
No, it's
I
okay.
should've,
I actually
but-
couldn't find him when I even typed in cast. They didn't even have him listed.
Sure.
But I know I've seen him before. But the friend in the locker room, that's another shameful casting. Like, you got to be better than that.
Yeah.
I thought the mom could have been better. The Donna Kelce
Yeah.
role, she was awful. I thought Donna Kelce in Holiday Touchdown could have been better. By the way, Donna Kelce is in Holiday Touchdown. We didn't even get into that.
To say that. So the other film
Travis
that we
Kelce's
watched-
mom is in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to see her. she's awful, but you just got to take the good with
all
the
the
bad.
cameos are technically awful, and then everybody's playing
Yeah,
themselves. Like everyone's awful at playing themselves.
There was one Chiefs guy who they meet up in the press box.
Yes.
He was good.
He was all right.
And I was like,
He was fun.
he's the offensive tackle. Oh, shoot, what's his name? I should know
won't
this
know
as a Chiefs fan. But anyways, I actually was really impressed with him.
Yeah.
I was like, you have a future in this.
You're very natural.
You're pretty good.
Let's talk about some favorite scenes. Do you have any favorite scenes in this film before we switch over to holiday films?
Okay. The first half of this film is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the second half that really lost me.
Sure.
And I started, it wore thin, and I was like, I don't care about any of this shit. The acting was trying to get more serious and more grounded, and I didn't buy it. That's what I was saying with that Kelce character. I was like, now I don't care about you.
Yeah, the conflict was a little predictable and a little eye-rolly. And as it always is, everything is always kind of that way. Like, you kind of have me, like, the build-up is so fun. And
it is so fun.
Then you have the conflict, and it's like, oh, boy, okay, now we're broken up for a bit, and, like, we need a grand gesture, and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So predictable.
Yeah, it's really all the way through to the cabin moment when he has his shirt off and then his friend sees that he's dating her, but that they keep it a secret and everything. All the way up to that moment, I liked this movie. And everything after this movie, I didn't like. It was like the movie just kept sinking more and more and more. Like I felt my percentage literally drop every scene. It's like, gotta drop it more. Gotta drop it some more now. There was a moment we were fresh.
Oh, wow.
We were fresh.
We were fresh.
This was a fresh movie for me.
Funky
fresh. I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe what a good time I'm having. I'm having like Camp Beverly Hills, great experience right now. Can you imagine with a couple whiskeys too? I would have been having the time of my life. And then, it lost me. Just fell off a cliff.
So what did your trajectory look like for the other film that we watched, The Holiday Touchdown? What was that like?
It started probably where this one ended, and then it just kept sinking as well. And so by the end of that movie goes down as one of my least favorite movies I've ever seen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Even with all
Do you
the
want a
cheap
percentage
stuff.
of that one now?
No, but
Okay.
save it, though. Keep
right.
that kind of in your head, because I would love to hear
the Chiefs
what you
stuff
think.
made it, but I told Rach there's a moment where they're in Chiefs Stadium. I'm not completely convinced it's not halfway CGI'd.
And maybe part of it is.
looks so terrible. Like, it all looks like it's graphics. So it's either a terrible camera that they had or on a drone as they backed away. Like, you can see the characters coming out of the concourse, and it backs away to show the whole field. And it looks so digitized that I can't tell if it's fake or if it's really shitty camera that captured real footage. No matter what it is, it looks atrocious. As far as favorite scenes for this one, I liked the beginning stuff with Kelce and Travis Kelce and the
I just
niece.
love that we use their names, their normal names.
Like when they're like doing the tea party,
Sure.
when they go to the thing together, when she calls him out for being a Swiftie and stuff like that. So I liked all of that. Or a bomber. Oh no, not a bomber. A bow and arrow. What is it?
An arrowhead.
An arrowhead. I should know what that is.
A bower.
So I like that. I liked their first date where he has to get in a Santa outfit. So then when she drives him to her, that nobody can tell like who's coming in.
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they finally made.
They did
like,
make
what?
that confusing. But I liked that when they were in the airplane and stuff. I thought that was a cute scene.
Yeah, the jet scene was kind of cute.
Yep.
Their first
and like
date.
I said, I liked the cabin scene where they do a puzzle together. And I just did a puzzle. I'm working on a puzzle too, so I feel really relatable to the characters.
Yeah, puzzles were a big theme in this.
Yeah,
like
they were huge.
The ending grand gesture is the puzzle
Yeah.
that they were working on.
But here's what I didn't like.
She loves puzzles.
Number one, you pointed. What do you want to tell people the first big mistake of this puzzle?
No, you tell them all of it.
Okay, number one is she put a frame, the puzzle in a frame, but she didn't put glass on the outside.
Yeah.
So the puzzle could just fall apart and fall right out. So I was like, what the hell are you doing here? And then number two, he gives her a box, like a ring box, and it's got a puzzle piece inside. He found the last piece that was missing. But I thought she should like have a necklace, like it should be on a necklace or something where she can wear it. She's the missing puzzle piece. Instead, she just like slaps it on the glassless puzzle in the frame right in front of her and just puts it in there. And it's like, now it's done. Like, okay, so this like really nice moment, this missing puzzle piece, and she's the puzzle piece. That's a metaphor, but you're just going to slap it on in there. We're like, all right, well, that's done. Tie it up, nice little bow.
I mean, think of it, though. If you had a puzzle that was all the way finished and you were missing one piece in the center, mind you, and you had that piece, wouldn't it drive you crazy to not put said piece in the puzzle? and to carry it around, that would drive me nuts.
Would it?
I wouldn't do it.
If I said, hey, Rach, you were the missing puzzle piece of my life, and I'm going to be the happiest man on the planet for the rest of my life.
Stop.
And then it was on a necklace. Well, you wouldn't wear it? You wouldn't be like, what's this
know.
about? It's like, well, it's about my husband and I, and we were each other's missing puzzle piece.
You literally made my nose twinge, and I don't know why. You don't deserve a nose twinge
It's a
for
very
that, but
sweet
That was
sentiment.
very sweet, Ty. That's sweet.
I wasn't saying that to you, though. I was saying, what if I said that? It was
It
hypothetical.
was really hypothetical.
Okay,
Pull it
imagine
together.
this. We're best friends. Not you and I, but like me and this other person. And imagine I'm in love with them. What should I do about that? Hypothetically speaking.
What did you think about the music? What did you think about her music? We talked a little bit about the Ariana Grande sounding, but any songs?
Well, let me
that
just
stuck out
go
to you?
back to the Hallmark movie, the Holiday Touchdown.
Holiday Touchdown.
That music was some of the worst music I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, really?
It was like you pulled it off of like a kid's show, like some sort of like little.
There was
weird,
a lot.
weird things going on.
Yep. I know what
Sorry,
you're saying.
go ahead.
No, you're right. I can hear it. I'm just trying to do an impression, but I can't think of it. So I'm
Just
not going to.
imagine really bad music from like a cheap TV show or like from
Yeah.
a kid's show.
Yeah, like something suspenseful happens, and it's like. You know the music.
You know it.
Yeah.
And so this music compared to that music, like the actual score, it was like 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
But her music, her songs.
Bowen's music.
Yeah, about the present and you're the bow and
Bows.
I thought it left a lot to be desired.
Did it?
Yeah. It was
I agree.
one of the worst pop singer like songs I think I would ever hear on the radio. But it wasn't like offensively bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they tried to pay homage, but I think it just goes to show that you can't do it. And I know
No.
PC people would say like, yeah, right, like that could literally be a Tay Swift song and you would love it. I think no, there's something magical about her music, and if you don't admit that to yourself, you're lying.
If you
You're just
you want to
lying.
take shots at Tay, you can take all the shots you want at like her vocals or like her, some of the like the sound around it. The one thing you can't take shots at is just if you do, I don't respect you as a human because I think you're just reaching for it and you're a dumbass. And I just won't even like talk to you about it.
He's so heated right now.
I
can
will.
tell he's getting mad.
I will. I'll get real mad about this.
I know you are. That's okay.
Is her lyrics.
Yeah.
If you attack them, you're a dumb shit. So like I'm just gonna call you out on it and be like, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you. You don't understand lyrics. You're not a poet. You don't understand how to create art, and I can't engage with you.
Yeah.
You could talk about all the other things, and I can be like, it's just not your cup of tea. I get it. But if you come for Tay's lyrics, you're a dumb shit. That's just my take on it. I just can't. I can't do anything else.
I can't. He's so mad. Well, these aren't lyrics, but let's talk about some of my favorite quotes from this film, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
One of the things that Bowen says to her manager, her manager's like, do you remember the first thing I said to you when I met you when you were a little 14-year-old girl? I said, girl, you're going to be a star. And you said to me, and Bo says, I was already a star. I just needed you to help me find the sky. Oh, gosh. I wrote it down immediately.
That's
It's like,
very good.
Get that tattooed across my heart, right? And then the other one that was great. This was like a snap, yes, lady. A little breakup line that she had with her ex who tried to cause
this
some
is a
drama.
good one. I love this line.
Yes, he was giving her a tough time about
He's
her new
like,
boyfriend.
yeah, just because I like boys doesn't mean that I don't want us to be back together, you dick.
Yeah, definitely something else going on there. And she turns to him and she says, thanks for all the hit singles, but this album is over.
Oh, yeah. It was
so good.
a sick slam. I loved it.
Boom. In his face. Take
Yep.
that, you indie rocker turned actor.
Oh, was he an indie rocker?
Turned actor.
Oh, so okay.
So
So they
it's
just like
double.
captured all her boyfriends in one
All
fell
in one.
swoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, let's talk about other Easter eggs like that. There are lots of little Easter eggs. So we talked about the fans are called arrowheads.
Yep.
The tampered audio release causing a rift that obviously plays with the Kanye storyline. The brothers in the NFL. her dating actors and indie artists. Can you think of other ones that are popping into your head? But I do have some more written down here.
I can't. I didn't write a ton of these down. I would just like think about them and I would say them out loud when they'd pop up.
Here's one that you might not have noticed. Do you remember what his jersey number is in this?
No, is it 87?
It's not 87.
78.
No, it's another number that's really important to Tay.
Oh, it's 89?
Well, that is a good guess. It's 13.
Oh, okay.
13's her big number. Like all the girls write it on there. It's her lucky number.
Oh, gotcha. I don't think I knew that.
Babe, what?
I know.
I'm not going to revoke your Swiftie card, but you are on thin ice, mister.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Are you concerned like why all the girls at the Eras tour had 13 painted on their hands?
No, I didn't.
I think it's from the Fearless era
of
Tay, or maybe even earlier than that. But it's OG Tay.
Wow.
Those are the gals who know. I'm just helping you level up.
Hey, speaking of 13.
Yeah.
Did you notice that 1/3 of the time everybody chose to whisper in this movie? That was the go-to acting choice. Is like, I'm going to whisper so inaudibly that the sound mix was so bad that you're not going to be able to tell what I said. It's be like, yeah, so I'm doing this or whatever. And like, you're like, okay, I can hear that normally. And it's like,
oh my gosh. Speaking of 13.
1/3.
I know, I got it. There were also lots of little lines from her music in it, like something like, don't worry, you're the best thing at this party.
Yeah, we heard definitely heard
or
that one.
the alchemy between these two is so great.
Yep.
Or someone said, like, you know all too well. And they always, like, hit it.
Yeah,
they hit
you
it
gotta
hard.
hit it a little. You gotta turn it up a
Oh,
notch.
yeah.
Make sure everybody knows what you just did there.
Sorry, two more that I have on here.
Yeah,
that
no,
that
shoot 'em out.
Remembered.
They were great times.
When the niece answers the phone for him because he's waiting on her phone call, it's gonna come from an unlisted number.
Yep.
And she answers it, and she's like, "Hello." Yeah, my uncle can't talk right now. Why? Because he's dead.
Yep.
So funny. Oh, and this one we kind of had to talk about, but her ex-boyfriend,
Hudson.
Hudson. Yeah.
I was furious that was his name.
Squandering our good name. Goes to her and he says, "Don't worry, you're still the Alice to my Mad Hatter," which is interesting because Alice to Mad Hatter, she really leans heavily on that Peter to Wendy.
Peter chasing Wendy. Ah.
Yeah, so part of me is like, oh, is he like kind of like Maddie Healy as well? Like, who is he supposed to be?
I
this
thought
ex-boyfriend?
he was as if she dated Jesse Eisenberg. It's like what he reminded of to me. His name was Hudson Parker. He had the biggest, strongest butt chin you've ever seen in your life. I haven't seen something like that since Bruce Campbell. And then he was like this weird Jesse Eisenberg-like character.
Yeah, but gay.
But gay.
I don't know. Jesse's not gay, right?
I don't
we don't
think
know.
so, but
If
either
he
way,
is,
it
I don't know.
doesn't matter.
No, it
But
doesn't. I just don't know if he is.
he's not dating Tay, that's for sure.
That's for sure. All right. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Unless there's anything specifically that you want to talk about this film, we will come back. I do want your final
Let's talk
review
about
and
his
all
abs.
That. Okay, let's talk about his abs.
He had great pectorals, huge arms, no neck, but there's this whole section about abs, and he has like one of those guts that kind of sticks out, but he has like definition on it, but it's one of those protruding stomachs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
He's got like a bulky ab situation going. He's got like Vin Diesel abs versus like Paul Walker abs. He doesn't have skinny boy abs.
But
he has thicker.
I thought it was a weird
husky
thing for the
abs.
script where they could have just made it pectorals, because that guy had huge pecs.
Yeah, but I don't know. Abs are cool too.
Yeah,
I
know.
like abs better.
It was just weird because that's not a point of his body that I would have been like, he's got great abs.
Yeah, but would it have been weird if she was like, none of my other boyfriends had good pecs, and she's just like rubbing his breasts?
I don't know, she was rubbing his
I know it's
abs
weird.
while he looks up in the air and literally makes the
Yeah.
like noise like he's getting a bone.
You're right,
So
you're
like,
right.
what are we
I
talking
mean,
about?
it's weird
He's
no
talking
matter
about happy
what.
endings in the scene before that. So
It's weird no matter what, but like maybe a little less weird with her rubbing his abs versus her rubbing his pecs.
she could have rubbed his. I don't know. There's just like much better
arms would have been
physical
an easy thing to
accentuated
do.
parts that he had like really established different body parts.
Yeah.
And abs were not the thing. And she was like, "Let me touch my abs."
Oh my
I know,
god!
oh my
These
God.
abs. Oh.
Jesse Eisenberg now abs like those.
I thought his abs were just fine for the role that they played in this, personally.
Which was funny because if you've ever seen Travis Kelce take his shirt off, it's not what you think it
No,
would be.
because he's thicker, he's huskier.
Yeah,
like
because
he
he's an actual
doesn't-
football player.
Because he's not built to like he's hydrated.
Yeah.
You know, you get those abs by dehydrating yourself and eating nothing, like eating just like raw chicken and beans.
Mm-hmm.
But like he eats like a human because he needs to power up. Like
He is so hairy too. Like his chest and
Is
belly
he?
are like crazy. Yeah, you know he is. You watch Tay-Kelce.
I guess I can't think of what he looks like with
He
his
is like
shirt
a
off. But
hairy man.
yeah.
Like a werewolf.
Okay.
Sexy
Don't
werewolf.
go throwing stones here.
I'm not throwing stones. I'm talking about he's a sexy werewolf. He's not like bicked clean,
Oh yes,
showing
that's
off
what you
kind
mean.
of thing. He's like a
Yeah.
he's a man's man. He's a
Yeah.
caveman.
He's real man's man. Look at all that hair.
When will man be man?
When will men be men? I'd like to shift and talk a little bit about the difference between Hallmark movies and Lifetime movies,
Yeah.
if I may.
I would love it.
If you were going to guess between these two, who do you think typically rules Christmas time? Hallmark versus Lifetime.
I would say Hallmark
And tell me why.
because they're more like the well-made play. They're like this like tightly wrapped story that like it never explores like any other alternative concepts. It's just like it is what it is, and it's gonna be like a good time. It's gonna give you like good vibes and good feelings, and it's gonna follow the plot line, and you're gonna walk home satisfied.
Yeah, it's like you did all the research I had. Hallmark, every year since, I don't know, probably the last 5+ years, they come out with 32 new holiday movies between Thanksgiving and Christmas. 32 movies. That's how like shoddily these are thrown
You
together.
can tell.
It's incredible.
They are so shoddy. Like just little things like they're just they're like it's almost like people who aren't very good at making films can throw together a Hallmark movie like fairly easy.
Oh,
you just
absolutely.
have to follow the criteria that's set up to make it like a sleek, slick presentation.
Yeah. Yep. The formula has to be in place.
Yep.
If you had to guess, how many Christmas movies does Hallmark have under their belt?
So you said 32 a year,
32 a year.
and I bet they've been doing it for at least 15 years. I'm going to say that they have 475.
478.
Get out of here. It does not get much better than what I just did. If we were playing Prices Right, I wouldn't have gone over. And nobody, unless some dickhole out there was like, 476. If that happened to me, I would have been doomed. But otherwise, I would have nailed that.
Wow. I cannot even.
Come on down, Ty. Spin the wheel.
And during the holidays, they become the second most watched cable network channel in all of cable network channels.
Hallmark does.
Hallmark does.
Wow.
Now, this does not include news. So it doesn't
Yeah.
include like Fox, MSNBC, or
Yep.
ESPN. Those all count as news syndicates.
Sure.
But
Yep.
I don't know what number one is, but it's definitely followed closely by Hallmark around the Christmas time.
Yeah, I wonder, like, Disney Channel? Freeform?
Could be something that's kind of
Cartoon Network?
consistently big.
Yeah. Comedy Central?
I don't know.
Yeah. Feels like
I should have found it because now we're just going to be thinking about it all night.
That's incredible, though.
Yeah.
Because the quality of films are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though I was bashing on the Lifetime one, it's much better. It's, like, definitively better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we'll keep talking. Speaking of 13, 1/3 of the annual revenue for Hallmark is generated during the holiday season.
Wow.
So it really like lifts it up. I don't have as much financial information from Lifetime. That's not as available, but Hallmark per year usually makes $350 million in ad revenue for just the Christmas movies. About 80 million people watch at least one Hallmark movie a year. We are now a part of that stat.
Yes, we are.
Typically women between the ages of 18 to 49.
Wow, that's...
Check that box as well.
Yeah, right in the prime time.
The budgets for the Hallmark films are usually under $2 million.
Okay.
They're usually a 3-week shoot, and they're often done in
Los Angeles.
Canada.
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 Hallmark movies are shot in Canada, huh?
Oftentimes, not all, but a lot of them
In
are.
Toronto?
Yeah, because think of the snow.
Yeah,
you
snow.
don't have to have them,
and you have
but
snow bait.
you can have a lot of like fake snow as we see, but that's part of the
Yeah, there was
piece.
dumbass CGI snow in Holiday Touchdown. It looked terrible.
I don't know why people bother.
Yeah, go buy a snow.
It's not hard.
Like in Halloween, in the original Halloween movie, they're throwing leaves at kids while they're walking by or blowing them with fans. How come you can't do that with fake snow? It doesn't take that much more time or effort.
How come?
I actually feel like you'd save money because the CGI guy, you don't have to pay him. He probably charges an arm and a leg. I could buy a bunch of high school, college kids to throw snow at people the whole
They'll probably do it for free pizza.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, cool, this is fun. I'm on a movie set.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many ways around this. So there is an article that I read, and I will do this on both sides. So these are the reasons why Hallmark makes better movies, and then I'll tell you the reason why Lifetime makes better movies.
Ooh, yes.
It's a cute little
I
article.
love this.
So Hallmark makes better movies because they follow familiar tropes, new ways to tell favorite stories, nothing too crazy like a Christmas cookie catastrophe. Like, okay, low stakes. We know what's going to happen.
Sure,
we know what's happening at that. It's okay. They evoke holidays better. They would say you really feel more the feeling of Christmas versus this just happening at Christmas time. This Christmas spirit is woven throughout the films. During Christmas, there are also 2 channels that are devoted for just Hallmark. So Hallmark also has a channel called Hallmark Mysteries and Movies or something.
Do we have that channel?
And I don't think so.
I don't think so. Either.
But during this holiday time, that channel gets taken over and is now referred to as Miracles of Christmas. And those Hallmark Christmas movies are a little bit more of a religious undertone.
Okay.
So you have that vibe, but then you also have just like your generic Christmas vibe on the regular Hallmark channel. So that's why they make so much, because they got 2 channels pumping out all these movies. It's ridiculous. Typically, Hallmark movies end with a romantic gesture. The initial pining lasts longer. Usually they end with them getting together versus the other way around. They're cheesy. They're proud of it.
Wait, say that last part again. Which movies end with them getting together?
I mean,
Hallmark?
they both do, but
Yeah,
this
don't
says
they both?
that they tend to, Lifetime, usually their characters get together sooner in the film versus Hallmark movies. The characters usually get together towards the end. And there's usually a big grand gesture. But honestly, there was a big grand gesture in this one. There's always a big grand gesture. It's formulaic.
Yeah. Yep.
Hallmark likes to use familiar faces for the actors and actresses in it. So you'll have people like Candace Cameron Bure, who was off of Full House.
Yep.
She's in a ton.
We've seen another one with her. Remember, she was running a ski place, and
Yeah,
then some guy comes. He's a journalist. He's like, "Oh, this ski place is going under. I'm hearing about some business dealings." Or maybe he's a business guy. He's trying to buy it, I think.
What's hard is you have described maybe like 25 plots, specifically just that plot.
Yeah.
With chalet
lodge?
and a journalist coming and getting snowed in there. So that's complicated. I don't remember if that's the one.
This place is way more than I ever would have imagined it to be. I think I love it here. And I think I love you.
But they use a lot of people that are familiar. Another gal who gets used a lot is Gretchen from Mean Girls. Her name is Lacey Chabert.
I think she's super attractive.
Yeah,
Yes, I know
she's
you're
really
talking about. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, super hottie. Yeah.
No, she was.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie, I was always like, because I wasn't in my Rachel McAdams phase yet.
Well,
Till Notebook
and
came
her
out like
as,
6 months later.
As a platinum blonde, it's not her color. That's a perfect example of why you have to go with like where your colors lead you.
Sure.
It's not a good color for her. It washes her out.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. But you had a big old crush on Gretchen?
I did. I had a crush on Gretchen out of that whole cast. I had friends who were so much into Amanda Seyfried or Lindsay Lohan, and I was like, oh, it's Gretchen for me.
It's always been Gretchen for me. Hallmark is supposed to have more 70s and 80s nostalgia, apparently.
Okay.
And then also just generally more romance is the theme of this article. So that's on the Hallmark side of things.
Okay.
Let me just shift over to Lifetime for a little bit. Lifetime per year usually makes about 12 to sometimes 26 movies a year around Christmas, but a lot less. They have throughout the year a more steady stream of movies, so they don't depend just on this like last quarter four to make all their money.
They have the Halloween, like my doctor had my baby, like
had my baby.
daughter's missing. Like all these movies are like thrillers that they play all Halloween.
They do that all year really. They have a lot of biopics that they do, a lot of like straight from the headlines. So reasons why Lifetime feels that they're better. They feel that their plot lines are funnier and less formulaic.
Okay.
Like, for example, one of their Christmas movies is about a mom who goes on strike for Christmas. And so then her family's got to figure out how to make Christmas happen. So it's not really a romance.
Yeah.
It's more of just like a funny situation where all of her boys have to figure out how to make Christmas.
Okay.
Their characters in Lifetime films have better jobs.
Okay.
Or more interesting jobs. So usually like in a Hallmark film, a lot of people have jobs like in advertising or marketing or journalism. And for example, somebody could be like a food stylist. Like, oh, that's a very interesting job. That's not something we normally talk about. Their characters get together faster. We already said that. Their characters are usually younger. Their love interests are usually like in their 20s and 30s versus sometimes the Hallmark movies like
40s.
Think of that here. They're
usually like 30s to 40s.
Yeah, there's a lot of widowers and widows that are getting together.
In Hallmark, for sure.
Like that's kind of their market is that like 40s and 50s love, some mature love there. Lifetime feels that they're more self-aware and a little bit more modern. Like they know that they're cheesy and they kind of lean into it in a way that's they like make fun of themselves a little bit more.
I don't see that, but okay.
They don't use the same people over and over again. They tend to lean more towards 90s and 2000s nostalgia as far as like people that they would pull in for like random bit acting roles. It would be people that you and I would know versus people our parents would know.
Sure.
And then the last piece of it, they are generally more openly inclusive on Lifetime. So like typically Hallmark is trailing Lifetime in things like first gay kiss, first openly gay couple, first movie about Hanukkah.
That makes sense because like think about Holiday Touchdown. All white people.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple coworkers that were black that he had, but like they were small bit parts. In this movie, there was more diversity and you had like gay characters, like the gay ex-boyfriend. You had you had the gay doctor. So you had like some characters that were like LGBTQ. But you didn't see that in the Hallmark movie.
No, but usually Lifetime, on average, their movies, about 40% of their movies have a non-white lead in it, which is similar to what the national breakdown is.
Sure.
It's like 41%.
Yeah.
Whereas Hallmark, usually that's closer to 23% or smaller. So
that makes sense.
A lot whiter in general. A lot whiter and a lot straighter in the Hallmark side of things. But
straight white arrows.
But that's what the people want, apparently. Thoughts on any of those differences? Did you feel it we only watched one of each and they, were kind of some overlap, but not a lot.
Yeah. Can I talk a little history for a second?
Please.
Okay.
I'm so excited to see what you have.
So these are descendants from the melodramas that ruled the day in the 1800s.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
and
that's where we're going.
As I was watching, I was like, yeah, this is Eugene Scribe. A glass of water. This is Sardo, a scrap of paper.
Good Lord.
This is these melodramatic, looking for the female matinee crowds that they were trying to transition to throughout the 1800s in different places. It was later in America than it was in Europe. But this is like trying to appeal to a female audience. These are these sentimental dramas, or I would call these sentimental comedies. And they're like doing the same exact thing. Go read these plays, Rach. Glass of water, scrap of paper. They're called the well-made play. They're like they follow a structure. They follow like the exact same plot line. And the matinee ladies, like women like you,
hold on now.
28.
Wait a minute.
28 to 50 who have a little bit of money in their purses and they go to the theater because the theater's been cleaned up. It's not the Bowery boys chewing on tobacco and throwing potatoes at people anymore. They're like, oh, let's clean this shit up. We're going to do this for the matinee ladies. The matinee ladies would sit there and be like, I want to watch something that I know the formula. And this is something that feels comfortable to me and maybe has a happy ending. And that's what they would get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it so formulaic, like a Hallmark movie, that you could have a drinking game with it, like the Hallmark
Scrap of
movies
paper?
do?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
What do you think the drinking would be for that? Like, when this happens, take a drink.
It would be like a time that the servant gave the note to the wrong person.
Oh.
That would maybe be a drinking game. They'd be like, "Ha, Susan, I told you that would happen."
I actually like that better than where I was going to go any other ideas. That's really fun. I was going to tell you some Hallmark Christmas drinking game rules. Do you wanna hear
what
those?
are some? Yeah.
I don't know if that we're going to watch any more this year, but if we do.
It's not happening.
Well, what if we made a drinking game out of
Nope,
it?
I'm
What if
done.
we do it? We have
I'll be honest.
a month.
I'm tapped. I can do a couple of these a
Even
year.
at my sister's?
And I think they're fun. Yeah, I will be.
You won't join us, even if we're gonna.
You
drink?
guys will be doing that, and I'll be reading magazines in the room, and so I'll kind of catch what's going on.
you'll
You'll
be
be like, "Oh
around.
my God, I can't believe that happened." I'll be like, "What happened?" You'll be like, "So this is what happened." That's how that will go down. But I will not be paying attention.
Oh, okay. Well, so here are some of the rules for this drinking game that I found. You have to drink anytime someone else drinks hot chocolate, cider, or eggnog.
Okay.
That would have worked for holiday.
Yeah, I was like, they didn't do that
Touchdown
at all
holiday,
here.
but not in the spotlight.
They
one.
drank a shit ton of wine. They
A
were
lot
wasted
of
the
wine.
entire time.
We didn't even talk about that. I think that's an Easter egg.
Well,
there
because
was so much wine.
If you don't know this, there's this rumor that Travis has got Tay to drink way more than she ever has. Her friends,
Ever?
her
Not
friends,
ever.
yes, ever. Her friends have come out, and some of the people in her inner circle have said, "I've never seen her drink so much in her life."
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah, because I think he's somewhat party boy.
They're party peeps.
Yep.
They're
So-
party peeps for sure.
Could have been commentary to that.
You have to drink anytime a big city person is transplanted to a small town.
Okay.
Anytime there's a magical deal is made with Santa or an angel.
Okay.
Anytime you hear jingle bells.
So far, we would not be drinking hardly at all for a spotlight in Christmas
Yeah.
or Christmas in the spotlight.
Uh-uh.
We would have drank a shit. We'd be wasted off our asses in the first 15 minutes of Holiday Touchdown.
This is good. Drink anytime there's a reference to a dead relative. That would have worked.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, that would have
Spotlight.
Yep. Yeah, because all of a sudden Tay's dad is dead and her mom won't talk to her. She's estranged with her mom, which is not what's going on with T Swift, by the way. They're divorced and that is it. They're still friendly.
Yeah, very friendly.
There was a picture with a triple hug of them just last weekend.
And then you got to finish your drink anytime a Christmas cynic is filled with holiday spirit.
Okay, so you're
pound it.
Yeah, you're gonna pound at least one beer,
At least one.
if not two, if they both come to their senses.
Yeah. I wonder if that's ever been the story, if there's two Grinches and they both
Yeah, for
come
sure.
about. Not just one versus the other. There's usually one who's like trying to help the other one see their ways.
Oh, I bet so.
But like they're both
think about
Grinches?
the musical "She Loves Me." They're both Grinches to each other, and then they one
yeah.
softens before the other one, but they're both Grinches.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I bet they do that same storyline for sure.
We'll have to find out. So now I'm gonna hard shift back to this film that we watched, Christmas in the Spotlight, for ratings and reviews. Unless you have anything else in the grand scheme of Hallmark movies that you wanted to talk about.
No, there is a
Special place in hell.
There's a quota
Heaven?
for how many you can do of these every year.
Yeah.
I think, and I think
For you.
if you do them too much, your brain will turn to marshmallows.
Ooh, marshmallows. Drink anytime there's marshmallows.
But I mean, some people might prove me wrong. Like there might be some people that I really love and adore, and they might be like, "Ty, you need to know this. I watch 20 of these every year," and I'd be like, "Wow, maybe I'm wrong."
Some people probably do. It's like rewatching an old show that is predictable.
Yeah.
It's a coping
I
thing.
watch a lot of
it's for
so
anxiety.
horror movies.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
you
like
do
people would
that.
be like, if you watch that many slashers, your brain will turn to applesauce. And I'd be like, well, I do watch that many.
They might have
So-
more of a point because that actually is probably affecting your brain chemistry. If
Yeah?
we're going to talk real science right now,
Nah,
yeah.
I don't want to talk real science.
Well,
I don't want to talk about this.
we'll talk fake science.
We're in December right now. You can bring this up next Halloween episode.
No, your brain is mush.
Yeah, when you're watching the scariest movie I can ever think of.
I'm not watching whatever that is.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know what it is, but I'm not
It's
watching
gonna be
it.
horrifying. It's gonna make you poop your pants.
Okay.
Have you ever pooped your pants by
Yes.
watching
Full stop.
by watching something or experiencing something? Like has anybody
out
ever
of being scared?
anybody ever scared you so much you pooped your pants?
No. Has that ever happened to you?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
But
think that happens.
I do believe if I really had to go and somebody in the right situation spooked me,
Yeah.
I could see a situation where I almost pooped my pants.
I think that
if not did.
the times that I've heard of that happening, it's when it's a really big thing. When it's like you think like you're gonna die, like someone has like a gun to your head, and then you might piss yourself or shit yourself. Like that makes sense to me. But otherwise, yeah, like a scare, like a jump out scare, I don't think you would poop your pants.
Oh, okay.
Unless you were sick and you were like testing a fart that wasn't meant to be tested.
You're just about to toot, so we scared
You're
you.
like, oh no!
Oh, I shipped my drawers.
I shipped my drawers. Dang it! I shouldn't have trusted it. No, was that all that you wanted to ask me about, though? If
That
I
was
pooped my pants?
the hard-hitting question of the day.
Anything else you want to give to before we get to the reviews?
No, I don't think so. I'm ready for these reviews.
Cool.
How's this received?
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
IMDb has 2 reviews on it, and I wrote them down in full.
Oh, okay.
So that
I
you
thought
can
you were
know.
gonna say, and I wrote them.
I wrote both of them.
Okay. Were they different? Or
It has a 6.2 out of 10 rating on IMDb. It
Okay.
doesn't have Rotten Tomatoes. We're not there yet. We
Yeah.
may never be there. We don't know how
It's
that
true.
even becomes.
If it's not up there yet, it won't get it.
I don't think it's possible how that happens. So, I'm going to read 2. One's very short and one's very long. And yes, these are probably 2 random people on the internet, but they deserve to be read because they put it out there.
Let's let their voices be heard.
All right. The first one. Alas, the songs are more on the level of Lara Trump than Taylor Swift in this corny romance. Who's Lara Trump?
Lara Trump is...
Am I supposed to know who that
yeah,
is?
it's like part of the Trump family, right?
I don't know. Lara?
Lara Trump, isn't she going to run for senator in Florida now that
Jeez, really?
what's his name is gone? Like he's going to be Secretary of State? I'm almost positive.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well,
Yeah. So I think it's a... Yeah.
is she a pop star?
Former television producer. Trump wants his daughter-in-law, to run for Senate. Yeah.
Oh, it's his daughter-in-law. Oh, duh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the name.
I'm actually pretty impressed. I remember that she's the gal who might take over the Senate for Florida.
Well, you
Killed it.
listen to 8 hours of news every day, so
yeah,
it's bound
this
to
is what you
sneak
get.
in there.
You get a little Eugene Scribe, a little sourdough, scrap of paper, glass of water, and you get a little mixed in with a little Lara Trump news. You're welcome, everybody.
All right, and here is my other review, which honestly, I don't disagree with much of it.
Okay.
I'm going to read it how I read it. I watched this in a bad mood and wanted to hate it, but I have this obsession that I have to watch every Christmas movie, so here I was. That changed almost immediately. It's funny. The niece is perfect setting up Bowen and Drew to click. Bowen is almost immediately likable. She's not some dumb, stuck-up star, and she does not have a few good numbers.
Are you a kid, by the way? You're reading it like a second grader.
I'm reading it how it's written.
Okay,
Drew
okay.
is a dumb jock, but kind of likable too. We start getting to know these characters pretty quickly. Their first date had some sharing, and the chemistry between them is apparent right away.
Are you doing the periods? Are you hitting the punctuation? Is that what you're doing?
They are,
okay.
They are playful. A little steamy, too. This movie is fun to watch. The story is about 2 celebrities trying to stay under the radar. It's hard not to compare it to Taylor and Kelce. Kelce spelled wrong. There's almost no tension for a little more than half the movie. Very upbeat. But a good story needs it, and it comes. In a couple of ways, that makes it a good story.
Like I'm listening to a kid give a book report. This is like kind of
one more
amazing.
sentence.
Okay,
2 more
keep
sentences.
going.
The ending may not be a surprise, but it was so good. I didn't know these actors, but I was pulled in by their performances. It's not masterpiece theater, but it worked. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same, whoever you are.
That's not a bad take.
I felt like that's why it needed to be said.
And here's what I also say. I understand your review more than the Lara Trump one.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't know exactly what you're going for.
I'm not really sure what that means.
Is she sing? I've never known her to be a singer.
I don't know what we
She
meant
did
by
a little
that.
TV stuff, but I don't remember her ever doing anything singing-wise. Maybe I'm missing something. Like Rich says, I listen to a lot of news. Political news. I should know what this is referring to.
Oh, goodness. All right. So, cannot wait to hear what you think. Now that I've read you, and that review is my review. I think I would also echo whatever this person said as well. Surprised what they said, I agree.
You want my review?
Yeah.
For which one?
The Christmas in the Spotlight, the main one.
Yep.
And then you can tell us a little bit about the other one,
Sure.
just You take it away.
Christmas in the Spotlight. So here's how I'll start.
Can you do it
off.
how this one did it?
Yeah, Christmas in the Spotlight. That is quite good. No. All right, so I'm going to start you off with a line from the movie. Gosh, can you believe it? Not only am I that good, but I'm this pretty. Very first line we get to hear the Travis Kelce character. And I would say at the beginning of the film, this film is pretty. This film is pretty to look at. This film is pretty good at enrapturing our hearts. And then this film starts to show its warts. It does not have the magic, the Christmas magic of Kelce and Taylor starts to dissipate as the movie goes on. And by the end, we are left, unfortunately, with a Christmas turd.
Gosh, so much poop talk today.
I know, we are. Lots of poop talk. And so I give this movie a 25%. I don't know what it's around because I just don't have the ratings. But like I said,
It just feels right.
there was a moment where we were at 60%. Wow. We were fresh. We were right at 60.
Yeah, what a journey we went on.
And then it just kept dropping. And by the time we settled, we were at 25%.
Yeah.
But here's what I also want to say. Holiday touchdown. Touchdown holiday? Holiday touchdown?
Who knows?
The Hallmark one.
The
The Chiefs one.
Yeah, Chiefs love story.
I love the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs. I'm looking at my Mahomes jersey right now. I spent a pretty penny on it. Like over $100.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not to brag,
Easy.
but I'm a fan. So,
And you love magic hats.
and love a great magic accessory. And even with that, that film would have been a 1% if it wasn't for the Chiefs and the magic hat. It raises it to a 5%, but no higher. That movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. That's where I stand on both these movies. What I also want to say, though, is if you enjoy either of these movies, I do not diminish your enjoyment of those. Because I can see why people would enjoy these movies. I do. I see what would be enjoyable about this experience. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
But
it's
that
not for
doesn't
me.
mean that I hold anything against folks for enjoying it. I think you can have the time of your life watching this. And I will always respect you, even though I don't agree.
I love that. What a beautiful sentiment to end 2024 in. We could just all take a
Oh my
little
gosh.
bit of that.
Last time we
over-
talked about them, we didn't know who won the election yet.
Oh, yeah.
As we go into divisive times, I want you to remember this.
Hallmark versus Lifetime.
Hallmark versus Lifetime, fans and enemies of each other, that we can all find joy wherever we seek it. What do you think?
I gave this one a 15% Holiday in the Spotlight.
Oh, you
15?
gave it even lower than I did.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Oh, gotcha.
It's a
Okay.
good time, but it's under other good times like Halloween 3,
Yeah, this movie's way worse than that.
and then it's right above Camp. So it's like it's in there.
It's better than Camp.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
So that's
with
where
your
it
choice.
fell. I mean, the number is what it is. Like, it almost depends on more what the titles are. So the number's almost arbitrary. It's where it's at on the list.
Yeah, for sure.
I
It
should
is.
just start saying that.
It is. Gosh, my friend who loves Camp is really gonna hate us for saying this. By the way,
Maybe I should rewatch it. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
all right.
Maybe. Hold on. I'm just gonna pull up my list. I just want to verify. When I say 25, if that's good or not.
I mean,
So that's below Never Been Kissed and above Crossroads. This isn't better than Crossroads. This
Gotta drop
is
it.
this is tied with Yaya Sisterhood at 18%.
Okay.
Jingle All the Way is below it, but that actually needs to go up. So Jingle All the Way is above it.
Yeah, I had the same thing as like Jingle All the Way
But
better.
you know what? I'd put it above It Takes Two.
I did that as well.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we're in
better
the
than
same
It Takes
spot.
Two and Camp and Ladybugs
Yep.
and Mario Bros and
Yeah.
Spice World. It's better than all those movies.
No, you
Spice
almost
World,
had me.
Spice World is tied with Holiday Touchdown for me. Just so you know,
Spice
lowest
World.
rated Summers Off movies ever. Holiday Touchdown and Spice World. We didn't even really do Holiday Touchdown, but I'm putting it on the list.
You just made the list. Oh well.
Wait.
What?
Did you do any research into Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's relationship?
What really research do I need to do that people don't know about?
Yeah, that's true.
What do you want me to tell people about? To tell people.
Well, one thing that nobody ever talks about
Okay.
is there is this moment everybody's always like trying to figure out the timeline of what happened. Like Matt Healy and her broke up at this time, and then this happened, and then she was single on the tour at this point, and then like their first Travis Kelce and her like first date, and kind of people like pinpoint that late July, early August as like their first meetup, and then their like official is when she goes to the game in late August, I think, early September, and she shows up at a game. That's like the first like, oh, they're together, they're like boyfriend girlfriend, and this is like this hard launch. And a moment that everybody always forgets in their timeline, and is something that I saw when it happened, and because I follow the Chiefs, and so they are doing training camp, and they're doing like training camp kind of usually happens in like July-ish, I think. It's usually butted up against the preseason, but they were doing like this weird little camp thing where they like, I don't know if it was mini training or what it was, but it was like in the late spring, early summer months, like May to June-ish. And there was a moment where this interviewers, after this like practice, they're interviewing Kelce, and they're like, Kelce, who's your celebrity crush right now? And he's like, I'm not going to get into that. And a guy is walking behind him, one of the Chiefs players, and he turns to the camera and he goes, oh, it's Tay Swift. He won't stop talking about her, and he plays her all the time in the locker room. And he's like, come on, get out of here, man. I don't need any of that. Everybody's going to know about that. And then he walks away, and this was months before anything happened. And nobody ever talks about this moment. There's this magical moment where he already had signaled his love for Tay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was that before or after, I wonder, when he made the bracelet with his number on it?
Before he goes to the concert with the number. That was in early July.
Okay.
Yep, the bracelet stuff happened. Pretty sure.
Gotcha. Ugh, magic. Gotta shoot your shot.
Gotta shoot your shot.
Never know.
And he did. And look at him now. He won a Super Bowl. He got the girl of his dreams. Sorry, I hit the mic. And he
so
might
excited.
win another Super Bowl. We have to wait and see. I hope that Tay Swift fans tune in for this one.
I will try to market it to them.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
I
want to see certain portions of the demographics skyrocket for this episode.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could call on that Swiftie magic.
But do you think they're going to be really mad at me?
Why would they be mad at you?
Because
you're a true Swiftie. You just didn't know the 13 thing.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to be mad at me because I trashed on both these movies?
No, I think they're a discerning group.
Yeah.
That's why they're Taylor Swift fans.
That's so true. They're like the most welcoming and most heartfelt and wonderful group of people on the planet. They really are. They make you feel right at home. Do you remember?
Very generous fan
Do you remember
base.
when we went to the T Swift concert in Minneapolis?
Do I?
And you remember we dressed up?
We had a great time. That's right. We should talk about that. Who'd you dress up as? I dressed up as Folklore.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
were Folklore Tay. I was Jake Gyllenhaal from the All Too Well music video, the long 12-minute version, and 10-minute version, and actually it's 13, I think, in the music video. And then I brought the red scarf with me. And nobody knew there were these girls from Sioux Falls that were right in front of us. And the doors had just opened, and I was holding these because it was super hot that day. It was it was late June, mid-June, and I threw on my flannel, put on my beanie, I like got all my gear ready to go and stuff, and put on the scarf. And they're like, "Are you cold right now?" And I was like, "No." And then all of a sudden, they're like just kind of studying me, and then one of them goes, "Oh my God, you're Jake Gyllenhaal!" I'd grown out my facial hair, perfect for it. It looked amazing.
You're so proud.
I was so proud. I was like, yes.
Oh, it was a good time. We had the night of our lives.
Yeah, it was a tremendous night.
We're still trying to chase that high.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we've had close experiences.
Yep.
We had Billy was great. Casey was great. We did both of those these last 6 months. They're amazing concerts.
Yeah.
Not quite Tay, though.
It was like an out-of-body experience. I just don't know how else to explain it to people unless you went there and you did it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't explain it to you.
Yep.
It was like girldom. Just like, it just took me through all the cycles of my life as a young woman. It was great.
What if I told you that I also had some amazing experiences and some amazing existential moments as well, and I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
I think it's
for
humandom.
everybody. Humandom?
I think it's you go through the cycle. I mean, granted, women are going to have
childhood.
like a very emotional experience for them, but if men can have emotional experiences too, it's like she connects with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like we all get it.
so beautiful.
It is. It was a beautiful experience. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life.
Never forget it. I may forget this movie, but I will never forget that.
Yep.
On that note, everybody, have a wonderful Christmas. Happy holidays. We love you guys, and we'll see you next year.
Bye. Test run.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. I shouldn't sing, though, because I'm not going to sing a lot in this.
You're
or
not
am
going
I?
to sing?
Maybe
it's
I
all
am.
about Taylor Swift, and you're not going to sing?
Am I not going to sing?
That sounds ridiculous.
What a waste of an opportunity.